Welcome to this edition of Train for Aptitude. In today's session, we'll look at the fourth concept in the problems on trains. Let us now look at the problem. Two trains of equal length are running on parallel lines in the same direction at 65 km per hour and 52 km per hour. The faster train moves ahead of the slower train in 36 seconds. The length of each train is, our options are A 13 meters, B 130 meters, C 65 meters, D 24 meters. Let us begin visualizing the problem. As mentioned in the problem, two trains are moving on parallel tracks and in the same direction but at different speeds. As usual, our assumptions are that both the trains move steadily throughout the distance. Also note that both trains are of equal length and therefore cannot be negligible. The units of measurement of time and speed are incompatible, so we would need to correct these. This visualization depicts the position once the faster train has overtaken the slower train. The total distance covered by the faster train in order to overtake would be 2 times its own length, and therefore the total distance covered is 2x. The relative speed here, given that both of the trains move in the same direction, would be the difference in the speeds of the trains. To solve the problem, we begin with looking at what information we have. Train 1 moves at 65 km per hour, train 2 moves at 52 km per hour. The time taken by train 1 to overtake train 2 is 36 seconds. The lengths of the train are equal. The first step is to calculate the relative speed. In this case, it is 13 km per hour. The next step is to get it to the uniform units. And in this case, we are not oversimplifying it and we would just keep it to 65 by 18 meters per second. The next step is to calculate the total distance that the train has covered at this speed, which is nothing but 130 meters. Given that the total distance covered by the train is nothing but 2 times its length, the actual length of each train would be 65 meters. We now try to generalize this approach. We begin with looking at what data is given to us. Given that we know the individual speeds, we shall first begin by calculating the relative speeds of the two trains and represented by S3. The underlying assumption here is that the speed of train 1 is greater than the speed of train 2. In case the speed of train 2 is greater than the speed of train 1, then we would need to make it as S2 minus S1 and not S1 minus S2. The next step is to ensure that the units are all uniform. We then calculate the total distance that has been traveled by the train, the relative speed of the train into time taken to overtake, that is represented by D. We also know that the two trains are of equal length and therefore the total distance traveled is nothing but 2 times the length of individual trains. Therefore, the length of each train is nothing but D by 2.
Thank you for watching Train for Aptitude. Do not forget to encourage us by subscribing to our YouTube channel and liking the Facebook page.